AI, robots, drones, bots. It is right now and the future, whether we like it or not. And we're just talking about with our little small little space in food delivery as a dasher or just a food delivery carrier for whatever platform that we're on. This is now. And there's no telling where we're going to be at in like 10, 15, 30 years, 50 years, 100 years from now. Us talking about it like this as a small thing, it will be just a thing in the past because we as humans pretty much just want robots to just do a little bit of everything. I've already seen videos of where we even have them cook meals, prepare meals, making the drinks and serving the drinks. It's totally unreal. Now we're going to be having the robots actually delivering the food. And we just talked about this just the other day with the Doordash bot of how like it's the size of a car and it can just pretty much just be just right there for our convenience anytime, anywhere. This is just the beginning right now, but how far is this thing really going to go? They say this thing can go up to 20 miles an hour. It doesn't seem too fast, but anyways, but it goes down the road. It goes down the sidewalks, going to all these different areas and places just to meet us to where we are. But how far are we really going to take this? But the thing is, it's here to stay and it's not going anywhere. It's going to be how are we going to be able to adapt with this? And we just said this Doordash bot was just the other day when they announced it. And they've been working on this thing for quite some time now. And now Doordash and Serve Robotics is partnering up to bring this thing to a whole new level. Now let's read a little bit more into this right here, where it talks about the partnership reflects DoorDash's border multi-model delivery platform strategy, which integrates dashers, drones, and autonomous robots to meet and increase the demand while lowering emissions and traffic congestion. So now we're all supposed to be working together in this, from dashers, robots, drones. It's just like, how in the world are we as food delivery drivers going to continue to make this thing work? How big is this thing going to be getting? Is it going to be so big where robots are going to just take over the whole thing at one time? You know what? It probably will, but it won't be the only thing that robots and AI is going to be taking over from years upon years from now. It's probably even going to get to the point where they're going to be making our bridges and roadways, making the buildings that we see. We are just right there on the cusp, right there in the beginning stages of this thing. And I can't help to even think about how even the movies that we've watched, like iRobot, of having one robot per house. I mean, it could be that big. It could be that serious. What do you think? How big is this thing going to snowball? Will it snowball so much that we can't actually control it anymore? Overall, this topic is much bigger than just food delivery. It's going to be pretty much a way of life. Now let's continue to move forward here, because it talks about how it's going to lower emissions and the traffic congestion. I can see that. I can definitely see how it's definitely going to lower emissions, because most of these robots will not be gas powered. It's going to be done by energy or solar power. But when it comes to traffic congestion, I think actually it can actually be in the way sometimes. What do you all think? Because what I'm thinking is just like, there might be like a little small rocket just going up to it, goes boink, boink, boink. I'm just like, go around it or just go over it. Add a little horsepower to it. Something. Overall, I can kind of see this thing as being so disastrous where they're just running into each other or running into us. And it's just like, okay, who's going to fix this mess? Because that sounds like a whole new company all in itself. All right, let's keep reading for a sec. It shows it also builds on Surf's reliable track record in the cities, including Los Angeles, Miami, Dallas. Okay, hold on. Dallas, that is my neck of the woods. And I'm just like, how long have they actually been here? I know just the other day I was in downtown Dallas and I saw one of these food delivery robots, but I was like shocked and amazed. I'm like, oh my gosh, what in the world? I actually see one. Too bad that I turned left. I was want to go to my right side so I can actually kind of maybe follow this thing and see how this thing actually worked, but I couldn't actually do that. But it just would have been so cool just to see this thing in action of how this really is going to work. Because even in our last video, when we talked a little bit about as the robot even approaches the area, the customer has to come down and go down to it. From what I do know, you're going to have to unlock it even like from your phone, from a device, to have this thing even opened up to get your food out. But then you got to think about the flip side of people actually just being destructive and people opening up these bots and just to get the food, steal the food, or just doing it out of spite. So many different people have so many different reasons why they do of what they do, whether they're right or wrong, and they have the right to be wrong if they want to be. That's what's so crazy. Bad thing is we have to actually let them be wrong, but yet people have to be stopped in doing crazy mess. But anyways, we're going to a whole nother topic. So let's keep on pressing on. So Chicago and Atlanta are a couple other places where the company has already completed over 100,000 successful deliveries from 2,500 restaurants. Wow. I never knew that they actually done this many deliveries with this many restaurants. And right in my backyard, front yard, and all the way around me. How about you? Have you seen this thing in action? Is this actually in your actual city and you didn't even know it? Because that's what gets me, is I didn't know that it was already here. And I think that's one of the things that actually really alerts me is since I didn't even really realize how much this actually started in my area, how much more do I not know? How much more do we not know? And I know there's going to be some people who think about, what are we going to do about this? Well, what we have to do is just adapt to changes. It's not like we Dashers are going against the robots. No, that'd be ridiculous. But we're going to adapt. And just like anything else in life, as things change, we're going to figure a way out to keep moving forward. Because we're actually going to have to think about it in multiple different aspects than just ourselves. We also had to look in the aspect as a company, where there's Doordash, Uber Eats, Grubhub, whatever food delivery company is going to be, they have to think about innovation. Because if Doordash doesn't try to innovate and try to be the leader in this thing, but Uber Eats, who's generally most likely second place in food delivery, goes full force, well, Uber Eats is going to bypass Doordash. But if both companies are already full force in this, they're both going to keep on going, propelling themselves in the future. And that's what it's all about when it comes to the company aspect, is making sure you're still here 20, 50, 100 years from now, and how far can you keep this thing going? And just how companies have to evolve, we have to do the same things as well with making money, because we didn't always have gig work. But now, since gig work is here, we're taking advantage of it. But what's going to be next? I have no idea. But my channel is based on gig work. And if all this is gone in 3 to 5 years and AI has completely taken it all over, what do I do then? I will figure it out. Just like how we will all figure it out to make more money. But until then, we're going to adapt to the changes of right now. Now, recently on the channel, we just did a Dasherfield poll. And this reads, do you think this new Doordash Dot food delivery AI robot work and will actually be successful? Now, out of 159 votes, 73% of people said no, this will not work. 14% said yes, this will work. And we have 13% that says, I don't know. You know what? I think I might be part of that I don't know bunch. I'm not too sure if this is going to work out or not. But one thing I'm sure of, there's going to be a lot of glitches. There's going to be some bugs. There's going to be this and that's going to be coming up, and issues that we have no clue what's going to happen. But I can definitely feel you when it comes to just saying no altogether, because part of you don't want it to work. You don't want to be replaced by a robot. And I'm like, well, who does? Because then I'm just going to have to find and figure something else out. And what else can I do that is as easy as this? And I can actually make really good money at this. I can do this full time. I can do this part time. I can do this anytime I want to, any time of the day, morning, noon, night, midnight. I can do it all. I can do this for 24 straight hours if I wanted to. Because overall, this is not a bad job where we can be our own boss and make our own hours. So, where do you stand in this? Be sure and share some of your thoughts. Now, I can't even help to think about the times where I'm like on the phone and I'm getting this automated message and I'm trying to go through all the little prompts on the phone and I'm just like, man, I just want to talk to a person. Because all these little prompts, no matter the things I say, it doesn't understand what I'm actually wanting. That's frustrating. And that's what I think some of this frustration is going to kind of be like with this little AI robot dot thing is actually going to go, especially in the beginning stages. Then I also just saw, like, just yesterday, advertised, I think it was like on Yahoo, where it's actually promoting the driverless taxi. And that's been right now too. So that's going against people with the ride share. But yet there's going to be some little hiccups there too. It's just like, man, I would just like to have a human do this. And how many times do we actually go to the store and they've got these self-checkout counters and you're just like, man, I just like there be actual one person right here so I can just go up to them and just hand them the food and they'll scan it and they'll put it in the bag. But sometimes it's just those little things like that where we just want to interact with somebody else. But now they're making robots to be companions. I don't know if you've seen that yet, but they're actually making robots for us to have daily communication with. So whether we like it or not, the future is now. I hope you found value out of this video. So if you would, hit that like button. And if you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button and see me in the next video.